Today we're going to learn about how to evaluate expressions using the order of operations. In math, there is an order in which we need to solve or evaluate expressions. There's a mnemonic device that you've probably heard of before, and it's up here. It says, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally." This is just one mnemonic device that helps you remember the order in which you must operate in math. The P in please simply helps you remember the first operation. You must always do what's in parentheses first. If you have any part of the expression in parentheses, you must do those operations first. Parentheses are most important. The E in excuse actually represents exponents. We learned yesterday about powers and exponents. If you see any exponents in your expression, you must operate on those second after evaluating anything in parentheses. The M and the D in the my and the dear represent multiplication and division. They always come third in the order of importance when evaluating expression. Multiplication and division, neither one of them are more important than the other. They're actually equally important. Whichever one comes first from left to right is what you do first. We'll look at some examples of this in a moment. The A and the S, you've probably guessed, actually represent addition and subtraction. So parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, and then addition and subtraction. Addition and subtraction are least important in the order of operations when evaluating expression. Let's see what all this means. Parentheses. Parentheses are these little brackets you're familiar with. And what that means is you must complete all operations involving parentheses first before anything else. In this example here, 8 times parentheses 4 plus 5, the first thing you would do is evaluate 4 plus 5. In other words, you would add 4 plus 5 first before multiplying by 8. Exponents. That means that you perform all operations involving exponents after dealing with parentheses. Remember, exponents are the second most important operation that you would do when evaluating an expression. If you look at this example here, we have 12 minus, how do you read that again? 2 to the third power. 12 minus 2 to the third power. What this means in this example is you would do 2 to the third power, this simply means to the power of 3. You would do 2 to the third power before subtracting from 12. So 2 to the third power is 2 times 2 times 2, which would be 8. And then you would do 12 minus 8. This answer would be 4. Let's look at the next operation in the order of importance. Multiplication and division. Carry out all multiplication and division operations, this is really important here, from left to right, in the order in which they occur. In this example here, we've got division, then addition, then multiplication. A common mistake kids use is that they actually think multiplication is more important than division, which is not true. Whichever one comes first from left to right, that must be done first. So in this example, we would do 6 divided by 3 first, then we would do 2 times 5, and lastly we would do the addition of this quotient and this product. So we would do 6 divided by 3, we could probably do this mentally, that's 2. Then we would do 2 times 5, that's 10. And then we would do 2 plus 10, and this expression would actually equal 12. We'll look at some more examples in a minute. The last and least important operations in any expression are going to involve addition and subtraction. Carry out all addition and subtraction operations last from left to right in the order in which they occur. Just like how we read from left to right, you perform math from left to right as well when following the order of operations. Since we see subtraction first, we do that first, and then we do the addition. In this case, we would do 6 minus 3 and get 3, then add 7 to get 10. I'm going to show you 2 examples, and I'm going to use the order of operations in which to solve these. You must always use order of operation when evaluating expression. I want you to copy these into your notes. So I'm going to write down, some people call this PEMDAS, P-E-M-D-A-S. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, and then addition and subtraction. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look for parentheses, and this expression does have parentheses. But I actually have 2 operations inside the parentheses here. I've got a power and subtraction. I know that exponents are more important than subtraction, so I'm going to evaluate the exponent first. 3 to the power of 2. I hope you didn't say 6. 3 to the power of 2 means 3 times 3, which is 9. So that gives me 9. I'm going to copy down the rest of the problem and only perform one operation at a time. When doing order of operations, please show your work. Please do one step at a time while we're learning this, and then you can solve problems mentally later on. So I want you to show your work. The second operation is I'm still not done evaluating everything in here in the parentheses. So now I'm going to do 9 minus 4, which is 5. Now I can get rid of the parentheses because I operated on everything inside those parentheses. So I'm going to bring down this 5 and the plus sign, and I can now solve 5 plus 5 is 10. Did you notice how I used a little arrow to show you what I was going to do next? You can do that also. This second expression is something unlike you've ever seen before because of this big line in the middle. It is a fraction bar. And as we've learned, fraction means division. The fraction bar actually acts as a grouping symbol. And it needs to be, everything on the top needs to be done first, then you do everything on the bottom, and this division actually gets done last. So we sort of treat everything on the top as parentheses, it already has parentheses, and we treat everything on the bottom as if it had parentheses as well. So let me show you how I would evaluate this one. First, I would do these exponents because exponents are more important than addition in my order of operations. And I would do 4 plus 2 to the power of 3. I know it's 2 times 2 times 2. No, not 6. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So I've got 4 plus 8. And on the bottom, 8 minus 2, that's just 6. And now I'm going to finish what's in parentheses up here. 4 plus 8 is 12. And then I've got this fraction bar 6. Remember, that simply means division. And the very last operation is what I'm going to do here is division. 12 divided by 6 is 2. So my final answer is 2. Please make sure you copy those. Practice is very important here, so let's try 2 problems. I want you guys to try 2 problems. Pause the video and try this one, then unpause it and we'll check your work. Nine plus 3 times 7. Here we have 9 plus 3 in parentheses, so you must add those first. 9 plus 3 is 12. And then you would multiply 12 and 7 to get 84, since that's the only remaining operation. 84 is the answer you should have got. Try one more. Again, pause the video and compute this. Remember, order of operation. Parentheses, then exponents, then multiplication and division, then addition and subtraction. Try this one, then unpause the video and we'll check it together. So the first thing I'm going to do here is the multiplication, because multiplication is higher up in the importance level in order of operation than subtraction. First multiply 5 and 7. That gets you 35. which leaves you with one more operation of 98 minus 35, and that gives you 63. We'll try more complicated expressions tomorrow. Come with your notes and ready to practice.